So I think we're gonna try out a little different style of video this time. I got you on the bib cam. Got you on the bib cam. Just gonna tuck you in my bibs. Bib POV. Now, I've got a lot to explain. Not really. I was just being dumb. But we're having extreme lean problems. And my diagnosis is a down cylinder or two. I have the engine idling, but it doesn't seem. But it has this lean idle, right? It has this lean condition. However, I smell like gas every time I come back into the house, and my wife loves to comment on it. So I know we're not lean. We just have unburnt oxygen. So I've tested the spark as you've seen already, and that leaves us with fuel. We have fuel pressure. We have fuel. We have spark. And I've tested compression. We have 150 psi across all the cylinders. So that leads me to believe that the injectors are bad, which is funny. So these are the stock injectors, and before I had these RC 650s, and I really wanted to run those. Those would be able to handle all the power that we would have. This car can only, this engine can only survive on 10 psi, about 300 horsepower. This is the K20A3, not the A2, so it doesn't have it has economy VTEC, but with this engine, or this this swap into a Volkswagen Bug, 300 horsepower is gonna be just enough. That's almost, and I don't even want to make 300. I'd be happy with 200. I just want big turbo noises. But the as you can see, it's really messy. I don't know about you guys, but the messier the garage is, the more that's getting done. Simultaneously, the busier the garage is, the more beer that gets drank. Obviously. But so we swapped in these fuel injectors, the stock ones. They came with the engine when I bought it. However, that's why we switched to these ones, because the aftermarket RCs that we had were actually stuck. It wasn't just here's my hat. Particle man. But half of the RCs were actually stuck, and I haven't been able to break them loose. And so we are T-minus 1 week. This is Friday the 13th. Oh gosh, I suppose it's Friday the 13th. Better lock the house tonight. But it's 1 week until back to the 50s. So we're running out of time. The car's not running. It's running. It's not in any state. It's not drivable at all. I can't even get it to idle. So here we are. We're gonna spill a little bit of fuel here. Oh gosh. Maybe we can prop that up. There we go. So, maybe we gotta go like this. Or maybe it's just inevitable. Well, you guys haven't figured out how I started my car on fire yet. But it's not gonna be dumb this time. You can spill a little bit of fuel, it's gotta let it evaporate. We'll dry everything off. Before we do anything, we gotta clean these injectors. And I'll show you the little contraption that I bought. We were trying to do it manually beforehand, but you couldn't see the spray pattern. You didn't know if it was actually working. So I bought this little contraption. It's a injector tester that comes with these fittings that hook up to your carb cleaner, or I was trying to get the RC stuck, so I had some deep creep, and I think it's gonna be great. I'll be able to flush them, back and forth and in and out, and all the ways that I want. And I think it's gonna be great. So here we go. I think fast forward through this a little bit, but I'll show you guys one. So that's kind of how that works. But we'll take one of the injectors here. We'll hook up the leads, and nice part about this too is you can hear it going. Yeah, it's a good sound. Oh gosh, I roasted this. Well, it's gonna have to work. Not perfect, guys. Not perfect. So, okay, it doesn't even fit in there that way. All right, well, now start pulsing it, pull them together. Woo! And now oh gosh, I've got a pop blister. That does not feel good. But we'll give it another go here. Oh, forgot to pulse it. Woo! Gotta hold it tighter. Boom. Now, I think that was pretty good. I don't know. What do you think? Start pulsing it. Yeah. Looks good and atomized to me, so we'll move on to the next one. Looks like we're not going to be able to go back and forth on these, but I wonder if we can remove that one plastic piece. I don't really know what that does for you. But yeah, that's cooked. That's a result of the fire. I definitely don't think you need this O-ring here. I'll probably just remove it actually. Let's say that's alright. Oh, there's little side ports there. I don't know. Believe it or not, I'm new to these injector stuff. I started on carbureted, and I can work on my own cars, but I've never had to deal with stuck fuel injectors. It's not even a thing I knew could happen, but, you know, as much as you can, I suppose if you can gum up a carb, you can gum up an injector. So, move on to the next one. Now we'll connect our terminals, and we'll listen for a pulse. That sounds pretty good. Turn that on. There we go. Woo! In the blister. In the blister. And yeah. So this one looks a lot better than the other one. Didn't get torched so much. That's good. We'll move on to the next one. That minimal torchage. It says dry my hands out. That's gonna hurt later. On top of that, I've got seep creep all over my hands. Just a whole lot of probably not so good things to have. Let's listen for the pulse. That sounds good. Look at that. And again. Gosh, that's going all the way to the chair over there. Woo! There we go. There we go. This is a neat little kit. Got on Amazon for $30. And it 2-day shipping. So with my upcoming deadline, it's really nice to receive this super fast. And this O-ring looks a little damaged too, but none of these are as torched as that first one. I wonder. I didn't get a video of the. Well, I did get a video of the fire, but that was because my phone was in the fire. Luckily, this is a great example why you have. Well, the tab is broken off. I don't think that matters too much. No, the tab's broken off. Oh, that one's broken off too. Huh, 2 out of 3. Or 2 out of 4. But nope, got to pulse it. We're pulsing. And look at that. I don't know how well you can see in the on the camera, but that does chunk them. Now let's kind of go through the other modes here. Okay, that's just a simple click. Now let's try that. Actually, simple click. There's another mode I want. Let's go. I want one just to 5. Okay. Oh. Okay, I see. Well, let's try 7. Let's try and hold her down. Oh yeah. Let's go back. Ooh. Kind of like that one. It leaves it open longer. Oh, strange. Oh, looked at the bottom of that one. I wonder where 3 didn't go. Let's try 3 on another injector. Wonder if that's like something concerning. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know a lot about. It's my first time ever doing something like this. First time ever using this tool. I've tried to include injectors before, but never with the. I don't know. Huh. All right. Well. Neat. Well, I need to use my phone to see if I need this little plastic cap on the bottom. Oh. I'll be right back. All right. So just watched a video from the Texas Honda channel, and it appears that you can just pull these plastic caps right off. So let me take these O-rings off to see what we're working with. It'd be really nice to flow these things backwards. Get my oh yeah, look at that. We're spinning. Woo! Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? There's a. Now he actually decapped them in his video, but I don't know if I'm ready to do that quite yet. Not that I don't want to. I've got a dead time. I need these to work. I know they work now. We'll see. Hopefully later this week I can get some testing done, and we can, if we have a big fuel problem, then I'll know what the issue is. All right. Well, it looks like it's going sideways like that. Let's give it a go. Let's just give it a try. Now, really gonna want to hold this one. Really gonna want to hold this one down. All right. Let's do. Oh, cuts in the hand. Cuts in the hand. All right. Well, let's see what we can do with it. Let's give that a try. Maybe we just gotta be super precise with it. Yep. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot more. Backflow. Really pushing it through those. So if there's any crud, those are some tiny holes to get the crud through. So I think this is going to be the play. It's going to be a little messier than the other side, but I'll give this a try. Unfortunately, I gotta hold it square myself, and then we'll do. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I like that a lot more. I wonder what it looks like when you go this way. Does it look any different? Let's get you. Oh. Nope, I wasn't liking it. Now this is a $30 setup, so not as sweet as the $600 stand where you can pressurize 60 psi of solvent. All the budget went into the car, so. Oh, I'm not even pushing down the thing. Here we go. Look at that screw. That looks pretty good, I think. Now, let's do that to the rest of them. I'll fast forward through that. Let's turn it on for you guys so you might be able to see a little bit better. Now, we'll get these bolts in. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. There we go. We'll find out next. I got the throttle body here. Just another Amazon cheapie. Gotta oh, I know. We gotta plug these ports. No, we gotta plug here. But first, get some tape on this. Now this is deleting the idle air control valve. And to be honest, it probably would have been easier just to go with an idle control valve, but they're wicked expensive, and I didn't really. That's another thing I had to wire up, And I'm not going to be driving this thing in the winter at all, so it doesn't. It's going to be the same, temp just about year round. So I can get the tune to cover that. Then we'll steal the one off the turbo here. I used to have the manifold pressure and the wastegate or blow-off valve reference, but I think that was tripping me up because I think they're just too close together. And did some investigating. I looked to the manifold, and I didn't like how the idle control valve was, or the circuit within the manifold. I didn't think that was going to be sufficient to. I was just looking for a better manifold reference, and so I'll show you guys what I figured out. It's the piece I'm RTVing at the moment. And now I'll pull this hold tape off. So I think we're gonna have better vacuum and boost references for everything. And let's go. Just it's gonna eliminate any questions. That's kind of the stage we're at the moment. We're just doing the most. Now, I probably could have not have put this gasket on the ground. I was in a rush yesterday. It was getting late, and I had to be up for work early today. And I got the that's about as good as she's gonna get. So yeah. The throttle placement is less than ideal for. Oh, I should grab mine. We got a special tool for this one. It is. I just saw it. This one works too. And grab this one. Throttle placement is less than ideal. It's crawl back here constantly. It's all a mess. It's all gonna be a mess until I can confidently say that we are ready for the show. Because, like I said, when work's getting done, it gets a little messy. And we'll have time to clean up later. Leave that to either the night before or ideally not the night before, but that always how it seems to turn out. Just got all these bolts dirty. And I'll show you guys my idea to find all these vacuum leaks. Stay at work on my. I work in a weld shop, and on my break, I went through the parts bin, or not the parts bin, excuse me. Went through the scrap bin, and I whipped up a cap. I'll show you guys in a minute. I'm gonna be able to just hook up, basically just hooking up the um, the whole intake to my air compressor, and from there build a use soapy water and check everything to find any vacuum / boost leaks. And so I know I have some, because yesterday, before I lit my car on fire, or yesterday, I was spraying the carb cleaner around, and I was getting RPM changes. That's how I figured out that my dad and I forgot to put the bottom O-rings on the injectors. So that certainly wasn't helping. But even after I got the new O-rings on, I found a leak that was right by the throttle body here. So this is the downside of the throttle body, where it is. Just it's probably like the least convenient, the most inconvenient kind of piece about this setup is the throttle body being back here. But otherwise, everything is really accessible. And this coolant, I'm working on. I got stuff coming for the coolant tomorrow. Eventually you guys will see how I get that set up. But I got like a universal coolant hose deal, and it's gonna be like super flexible, which is exactly what I need, because I need to wrap around here and it really go down right past the exhaust. So I got some heat management issues that I gotta sort out, as far as exhaust heat, but those will be worked out eventually. Now, almost got this bottom one. All right, there we go. Bottom one's cinched up. Now, I'm sure there's a torque spec. To me, the torque spec is, whatever I feel fit. It's not coming apart, and it's not. It's not coming apart, and it's not wrecking threads. So you could probably give this coupler a clean. Put the give that a good clean. Come over here and dry it out. And then I didn't get an exact fit for this clamp, so we're going to take a little bit of seep creep, spray a little bit on, and lube it up just where the throttle body goes. And, well, I'll show you guys the vision here quick while I have this accessible. So, the vision with a quick connect to the air, and I can dial back my air compressor to about 5 psi or so. This engine is probably going to see 5 psi, and it's really as far as you can get a big old compressor like mine to go. But I think that's going to be great. I think it's going to work out amazing. Then we'll get some soapy water to check for leaks, and hopefully we just slide this on. What are the odds? Not very high. Let's see. Oh, actually pretty high. Ouch. There we go. And I'll go get clamps for those, but look at that. Never seen anything like it, I bet. That's an original idea. That's an original idea. And then I'd like to test it too with I've got all these vacuum lines to go to the wastegate and to the fuel pressure regulator, and see if they can hold 5 psi as as it is, and I could even turn the computer on to check to see like how much manifold pressure, just to make sure that we're reading right. I'll be able to look at the gauge and look at the computer and see if they match. The on these Haltech Elites, they got a manifold or a map sensor, built right into the computer. So right now I've got just for diagnostic purposes, I have a line with just the manifold reference to the computer. Because I've been fighting it. I've been fighting these leaks. But I'll show you my what I ended up doing. I got so the piece that I'm RTV, and that's probably good to go. There's this bottom piece on I believe it's a PRB intake manifold. It's way nicer than the stock K20A3 manifold. It's all plastic, and there's some variable runner or something or other, and it just looked big and bulky. And I got this for like $50 on Marketplace, and so had this bottom plate here. And yesterday I took it off, and I tapped a eighth inch MPT port as for a manifold reference, and the plate seemed kind of thin. So while I was at work too, I dropped did something similar to this and dropped a fat aluminum bead and got just to give it some thickness, and I think that worked out great. So yeah, next we will tighten up the next we'll tighten up these manifold bolts, and I'll go get my ratchet for this. I've got my nice ratchet here somewhere. I'll go give a search quick. So I ended up putting a clamp on there. Whenever we connected the airline to the compressor, it popped right out, and I don't know, but here's didn't want to use my wife's nice nice spray bottles. I don't have any of my own, so this is gonna work. Just drop some soap in the. Found a bottle, got some water, got some soap. All we gotta do is poke a hole in the top so I can spray this. Now, I'm a welder, so we got sharp tungsten. Just gonna do that. Woo! And then all mixed up. We got some flash for you and me. Now, we're hearing a leak. And definitely coming from that injector. So, we'll figure that one out. But we can test stuff like all over the throttle body here. Oh! Who would have thought? Right out of the, that one might be alright. That one might be alright. I'll see what I can do about that. But test each of the injectors here. Nothing on that one. Nothing on that one. We got any on the intake manifold here? No, it doesn't appear so. We'll spray down the valve cover, get some of that fire extinguisher off. Now, admittedly, the bottom of that would be a bitch, but let's see. I'm not seeing any suds in coming out of there, so let's see if this or there. Well, nothing happening there. So it may just be that one injector. Now, how do we fix it? I don't know. I'm thinking if we just take a put you guys back in bib POV. Just take let's take this flathead here, and I think just try and smoosh that down, or we can see how many. Oh, yeah. The O-ring's blowing up. So, yeah. All right. Well, looks like we're taking the fuel rail off once more, at least as low as we can. All right. All right. So we got that O-ring situated. All the others are looking good. So I think we'll go back into bib POV. Secondly, we'll give this a go. All right, let's see. Now, I'm thinking the only thing that's leaking this slid off a little bit is that, which is not that big of a deal. That's certainly leaking, but that's not that big a deal. Let's just double check the injectors. That one looks good. That one looks good. That one looks good. And That one looks good. No, it's leaking on both sides, but what can you do? That's not manifold pressure. No. Oh, this is still looking good. Now I just want to double check. Bottom of the throttle body isn't leaking. What? That fitting back there isn't leaking. Gosh, we might be good to go. Let's go check my. Gosh, I think my tapping skills on my 1/8 inch manifold reference port looks good. Wow, maybe we're finally doing something right around here. So now I want to blow this off, at least inside the injectors and stuff. But first, actually, I want to see what the computer says. The manifold reading is. Alright, so we have the program open. The engine is not on. Now let's just go to diagnostics. That's where the manifold pressure will be. Actually, wait first. Just to be uber safe. I'm not doing this again. Let's go to back to main. Fuel pump off. Then all flat. Right, all settings to device. Restart it. And to be uber safe, we'll do this. Go to fuel system. Disable injectors. We just don't want. Actually, we don't really care to see anything fire out. We'll just go into here. Map. 5 psi. Would you look at that? Would you look at? Oh. Would you look at that? So that's great news, and obviously I'm gonna go try this off and see if we don't get idle. Wouldn't that be neat? All right. So things to be improved on is the cooling system. All right. So here we are now. This is after back to the 50s. We made it. Drove for the first time the day before, and honestly, it went great. There it is. Let's take a moment to look at all that. The universal cooling hose that I got on Amazon, it's not the greatest. This one has fallen off a couple times, and we'll have we should do some exhaust work, try and get some mufflers or something, and just figure out how to. Not a whole lot of room around here to fit some, but just to like quiet it down. It drones super bad on the highway. And then to decap the fuel injectors, get a little more fuel. We've been good. I've gotten this up to 5 psi, And so the way I have the um, boost, the way I have the wastegate hooked up, I think that's max. But to get it's good air fuel. I just don't feel good about it. Yeah, I'll have. Oh gosh! Thank goodness for the heat wrap. Just had my oxygen sensor redstone right on there. But the air fuel's been good, and you guys aren't gonna believe what the whole problem was. I was thinking it was ignition, but I had spark. I was thinking the injectors were bad, but we had fuel. The issue we were having was it would idle super low. It would idle like 800, so I thought it was fine, and it would just shoot up to 4K. And so I've been just Googling everything that I could, and and I finally just had a thought. I was just sitting there pondering because I'm out of ideas. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if it's really just trying to idle at 4K? And so I took the idle screw out, and that was it. It fired up great the first time, and I was so in disbelief, and I've literally been fighting that for 2 weeks. But now that we have that figured out, it runs great. All the sensors I'm getting good. All the sensors are great, but we have this dyno session we gotta get to. I want to decap the fuel injectors and see if we can't, turn the boost up. I think that'd be great. And just this would be my first dyno session ever, and I think I'd be happy with 150 to 200. This can make 300, but that'd be nuts. And the time to play around with ignition too. I haven't to get it to back to 50. I had it just turned down. I just took 5 degrees out of everything. Just kind of didn't want to blow it up, and um, they yeah. So we'll get some um, tuning done. It'll be great.